Welcome, everybody, back to the Healthy Habit Podcast, episode number 214. I'm your host, Dr. Dayan of Healthy Habit Medical Center, located right inside Healthy Habit Health Foods. And we're going to be introducing a part one of two series here today with the wonderful Stacy Faulkner, representing Emerald Labs, the additive-free company. And if you're familiar with the podcast, you guys know Stacy by now. We do our monthly check-ins with Emerald to stay up to date with the latest and greatest of what's going on with this amazing company that our customers love, that we use clinically, and we want to always stay in the loop with what's happening at Emerald. Stacy's worked in the natural health industry since 2000, and she provides insight and understanding as the National Educator for Emerald Labs to those seeking information regarding better health through proper supplementation and self-care. And we're going to dive right in here on this one, Stacy. Give us a little intro, and how have you been since the last time we talked?
I've been well. I think, we're on our monthly program here, so I always look forward to seeing you. I'm in Oceanside currently. Last week I was in upstate New York and Manhattan and
Yeah.
Long Island, and really enjoying that area. They had a bit of rain, and so now I'm back home, and so I look forward to having our conversations. And so
Right.
sounds like today we've decided that we're going to go ahead and talk about, since we're at the end of May,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Mental Health Awareness Month that they've tried
Yeah.
to set aside each year, 1 month for our mental health. Actually, not setting aside 1 month, but setting aside a month for us to become aware, if we're not already aware,
Right.
about what's going on with our daily mental health. And I mean, obviously, there's things in my mind that you can do every single day to maintain our own mental health. But if somebody is looking for, um, further, further support, I would say that we have some formulas at Emerald Labs that are really consciously geared for mental health, with using phytonutrients, stimulant free, obviously additive free, gluten free, and non-GMO. But a lot of people are a little bit hesitant about talking about mental health. And
Yeah.
then some of the products that are out there for pharmaceuticals versus supplementation, natural supplementation, and then overall a balanced life. So we could just get into that if you want.
Absolutely. And we can hit on the Cerebral Be Healthy. And of course, I want to make sure everyone checks out part two as well to get the full picture of what we're discussing here today. So tell us first, let's start with, I want to respect your time. We want to start diving right into this and keep our listeners aware. Tell us, why are B vitamins so important in mental health, Stacey?
Well, I know sometimes it might be like a no-brainer, but I really feel like it's not for a lot of people that aren't necessarily involved in the supplement world. The B vitamins are essential B vitamins, and they're called a complex, right? And so Emerald Labs has something called Be Healthy, which is a complete uh, B complex that's using coenzymated Bs for the B9, for the methylfolate, which is really important as opposed to folic acid for conversion and utilization in the body. B12 is methylcobalamin, superior form of the B12 as opposed to cyanocobalamin. And then we're using active B2 and B6 in their active forms. So having things, B vitamins in their coenzymated methylated form, really allows for the body to convert it into, I mean, not to convert it, to utilize it in its active form. So it's already ready to go past go and ready to be utilized in the bloodstream, no conversion in the liver, which is really important. And so the B vitamins overall, we're looking at a lot of biochemical processes that it's helpful for. So right away, what we're talking about, neurotransmitter production and assimilation. So those are our mood regulators, right?
Right.
Our neurotransmitters. So serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. It's also helping with our adrenal gland support. So those two things, it's in charge of so many things, so many other things like digestion and sleep, and having a healthy pregnancy, staying pregnant for the mom and baby throughout the pregnancy. But today, I think we should focus on neurotransmitter assimilation, production, and adrenal gland support. So helping out with the whole milieu of our mental health daily.
Right.
Um, maintain a balance if we're going to be taking supplementation like a B complex.
And I'll do a quick screen share. This is definitely one of the most popular, best-selling B vitamin complexes here from Healthy Habit. And I'll share that real quick with the listeners here on YouTube at least. And if you're only on Spotify, that's great. But if you want to get the full interactive experience, come check us out on YouTube as well. You can hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Just type in the Healthy Habit Podcast. So get us started on Be Healthy by Emerald as I pull it up here on the video, Stacey.
Yeah, so just what I talked about, those active forms of the bees, I think that it's important for, what we talked about, the neurotransmitter production and assimilation. So we're talking about our mood regulators to your listeners. Mood regulators are keeping us calm, keeping us with a healthy mood all during the day, or it's helping with our energy production. And also maintaining the support of our adrenals.
Hmm.
So that being said, this B complex has all 8 essential B vitamins with 3 of the non-essential B vitamins. And we've actually now added not just myo-inositol, which has always been in there, and biotin, but we've also, instead of standard choline, we've now added a patented vital choline. So I see I need to get you a new, need to get some new supplement facts here, because we're now
Oh,
using the inositol and the vital choline, which is the patented vital choline, which has extreme amount of research. It's a very clean product from palm kernel oil. So the choline is focusing on mood, memory, and focus. So that's really going to correlate with what we're talking about mood today and mental health. And I think it's important for people overall talking about mental health is having that balance with work, having enough sleep. Self-care is really important.
yeah.
Communication with our peers. Our diet, eating healthy, is really, really important to provide specific nutrients from vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants for good quality food and water, and the healthy needs of amino acids. Those are really going to support the body overall with the quality of the nutrient density that and the foods that we eat, hopefully. But overall, with supplementation, it's really important to look at good quality supplements. And additionally, for mental health awareness, looking at rewarding yourself every day with either your exercise, your spirituality, a balanced lifestyle overall, healthy eating, and being really action oriented, I think is really important to have your goals. And so when we talk about neurotransmitters, we're talking about dopamine, acetylcholine, serotonin, and GABA. So those are kind of stacking throughout the day, your neurotransmitters. And dopamine is really important to get your feet on the floor every day and be
Right.
driven to get your list going. That's where acetylcholine will start to be or stacked in your brain. So this B complex is really, really important for every single day. And the B vitamins are water soluble, as most people know. But if you don't know, water soluble means that they can be depleted from your system very, very quickly. So you need to maintain the B complex, a healthy amount of B complex in your system every single day with the amount of supplementation and also from the foods that you eat, like lentils. Getting your folate is really important as far as like the head of the B vitamins. I like to say folate is like the band leader.
What a good breakdown, Stacy. Thank you so much. You can see here even in the Google AI overview, which is super accurate, by the way, and overall a good
Um,
resource if you know how to use it properly. But B vitamins, brain function, they're involved with the synthesis of neurotransmitters, like you just said, maintenance of healthy nerve cells, mood regulating neurotransmitters as well, antidepressant response, right?
yeah.
Particularly folate may respond, it may impact even how we respond to antidepressants. People that are using medications, as you can see here, higher levels potentially leading to better outcomes. Higher dose B vitamin supplements like B6 can help with anxiety and mood. So tons of research, and there it is, the serotonin, dopamine GABA system that you were just explaining as well. So thank you for highlighting that. And again,
I
that's
think
be
it's
healthy.
important
Go ahead, yeah.
for your consumers, for your listeners to really understand, Dave, is that these are water soluble, and you have to have them in your system at a good amount every single day, especially if you're not able to properly methylate synthetic folic acid. We've got a lot of people out there, and I'm sure you have a lot of your patients that can't properly convert the synthetic folic acid into folate, which the body
Right.
needs. Methylfolate to kind of be the band leader for the rest of these bees. And these bees are so important for things that you just covered, not even just looking at digestion, nerve sheath, and homocysteine and a healthy pregnancy, but overall what we're talking about today is mental health, mood regulation, making sure that those proper neurotransmitters are being produced at a healthy rate and assimilated and being utilized, in our brain and our body throughout the whole day. So brain stacking is no joke, and the B complex is always going to help you effectively do that.
Absolutely. Thanks for highlighting that again, Stacy. So, again, Be Healthy by Emerald Labs, the additive-free company. Additive-free because if you look at the other ingredients, it's just the vegetable capsule, basically, the cellulose. So they keep their products clean and straight to the point, all formulated by Dr. Mark Stangler,
Mm.
who we had on the podcast way back. You would just go to our channel and in the search bar type in Mark Stangler, and then that episode will pop up. So shifting gears to Cerebral Calm, how is this different a little bit? And this might be the last one we highlight just in this episode. But again, folks, stay tuned for part 2 on mental health awareness. This episode is being recorded at the end of May, but it will probably be out in about a month and a half. But the knowledge or the wisdom applies for the rest of the year, not just for the month of May. So keep that in mind.
Oh, exactly. This is just the 1 month that they give us to be aware of it. And so, like I was
Right.
talking about earlier, looking at your baseline, looking at your diet, your workload, stay in balance and communicating with your workload and with your peers and your family members, etc. It's really important overall. And exercise is really important. So, diet, exercise, it's going to help with your mental awareness, but also supplementation in case you need this, in case you're kind of strapped for not really having the healthiest diet or being able to eat as often as possible with good quality meals. But as far as cerebral calm, okay, so cerebral calm
Yeah.
has 4 ingredients in there. So we've got the Albion magnesium, and Albion is the company that Emerald Labs uses for the minerals. They're chelated to a molecule of glycine, so they're biglycinate, so they're highly, highly absorbable. Okay, so magnesium. Then we've got the glutathione in there, which is which is the glutathione that we utilize in our multis, 45 plus multis. We also utilize it in our estrogen detox and balance for men and women. And so then we've got the patented L-suntheanine, as well as the phytonutrient that Dr. Stangler's using in this is the Roman chamomile. So we're looking at basically overall is I would say one statement where the cerebral calm is we're looking to calm down the monkey chatter in the
Uh-huh.
brain. Somebody that's listing a lot or somebody that wakes up in the middle of the night with workload listing or family listing, just things they need to get done. So it's kind of driving their anxiety up. And so the L-suntheanine is a patented theanine and is basically working with the alpha, beta, delta, gamma rays in the brain and really calming the brain waves. And then the magnesium and the glutathione are really, did I say glutathione? Wait, magnesium, hold with me. So,
Yeah.
pull up that list. I think I've got one off. Cerebral calm is magnesium, suntheanine,
Mm-hmm.
the Roman chamomile. I think
Yep.
I'm missing
And then the GABA.
the GABA, not glutathione.
Yeah,
Everybody,
GABA.
I was thinking about the estrogen detox imbalance when you were bringing up the
Uh-huh.
B6. I was thinking, oh, the B6 is also good for
Yeah, so it
detox
looks like this one just has the 4.
estrogen.
This has the 4
Yes,
total.
so it's got the GABA, was our brain calming nutrient. Okay, so we're really looking at calming down the excitatory stimulation in the brain. So when we talk about brain stacking early on with the B complex, when we're looking at dopamine to get the food on the floor, acetylcholine to start getting that list done, you face the day now starting to get that list done. Then we're looking at, depending on the person, either you want GABA next and then serotonin, or serotonin and then GABA next, depending on what's going to be produced naturally in the brain, right? So we're looking at GABA to really calm down all that monkey chatter that's going on. So somebody that's really overthinking, that's ruminating a lot, I think the cerebral calm is very, very effective. And then the Roman chamomile is very, very calming as well, like the L-suntheanine, like the GABA, and then magnesium overall we know is very calming. So those 4 ingredients, extremely calming overall for pretty much everybody. And you can take it in the morning when you wake up on an empty tummy. You can take it at night before you go to bed. You can divide it into 2 doses, or you can take it midday when you start to look at between 12 and 2. You want to grab that cup of coffee and want to instead calm that brain, get you some focus on your thinking to get the rest of your day going.
And remind our listeners what the Albion is, the registered trademark
Yeah,
Albion
so what I just discussed with
minerals.
Albion is that Albion is the mineral company that Emerald Labs purchases from. And so Albion holds a gold standard for excellence in chelating their minerals to amino acids. And in this case, they're binding their amino acid, they're binding the ingredient with a glycine molecule. So it's a biglycinate, so highly, highly absorbable, guaranteed absorption, and that's what Albion is really known for.
Thank you, Stacy. And if you're just tuning in, folks, we're wrapping up episode 1 of 2 in our series for mental health with Stacy Faulkner of Emerald Labs. And you can check out all of our past episodes with Stacy. I wish we had our previous radio show episodes from way back, a couple years back. That would be pretty awesome to see where it all started.
I
But
know.
yeah, this has been action-packed cerebral calm and B vitamins. You guys can see if the potential impact here if you're combining a strong blend of B vitamins to address cognitive function and optimize serotonin, dopamine, GABA production, and neurotransmitters to regulate anxiety, mood. And then you add in a product like Cerebral Calm, which has those four ingredients: the magnesium, the chamomile, the theanine, which is really high in like green tea and matcha green tea, and the GABA. You're going to be hitting it from multiple angles there. Plus, you maybe start exercising a little bit more, then, chances are you're going to start feeling a little bit better mentally
Yeah.
instead of just sitting on the couch, maybe scrolling on Instagram. Right, Stacy?
Yeah, that scrolling is one of the things that is a dopamine drive, and it's really affecting a lot of people's overall health and wellness, and overall, from the sedentary to the quick 10-second drives, so that we need more and more dopamine to like be satisfied. So if
Yeah.
something's too long, you lose your focus. But I do have a little mental health mantra that I kind of want to
Uh-huh.
close with, Dan, is that I have an anti-inflammatory diet. If you can say this to yourself in the morning every day, and as
Okay.
repeated as possible, an anti-inflammatory diet, movement, mindful self-care, and clinically studied supplements may reduce my symptoms associated with all of my depression, all of my anxiety, as well as improve my quality of life, relationships, general outcomes, and everyday being.
That's beautiful. I might have you repeat that again.
You want it now?
One more time for us. Come on.
An anti-inflammatory diet, movement, mindful self-care, and clinically studied supplements may reduce my symptoms associated with my depression and/or anxiety, as well as improve my quality of life, relationships, general outcomes, and everyday being.
Love it. Yeah, that encompasses it all, right? Brings it all together.
And
And
especially for someone like me, when people can't properly methylate, it's a big deal. So that's why coenzymatic B complex is the greatest way to start. Just trying to get, calming of the brain and calming of the adrenals. And a lot of people can't properly methylate. So they have deficiencies with,
hmm
a variant of that MTHFR gene, that the enzyme's just not working to convert that folic acid, as you know, and
absolutely.
we can start with that later too. And introduce that to people to understand what they hear me say.
Yeah. Yeah. Stacy and I are about to break a couple hours, then we're coming back for our part two of two series. So, what do you want to leave us with here in the last minute or two, Stacy,
Well, I
before we
think
wrap
that
it up?
mantra was really good. I wanted people to hear that, and thank you for allowing me to repeat it. But I
hmm
guess as a takeaway with Emerald Labs, especially for people shopping in the store right now and healthy habits or going to be watching this, is that Emerald Labs is very transparent on the label. We're trying to educate you at the shelf level right there. So feel free to look at the front of the label, but pick it up and look at those points of quality that are illustrated on the side of the bottle, where we're going to show you that where it's clinical potency, these formulas, because they're doctor formulated. So we're looking for results. We're looking at non-GMO. We're looking at 100% additive free, gluten free. We are a soy free line. And we're
hmm
also really trying to be fair minded with the price. For those of you who like to take a multitude of supplements, we're really trying to be conscientious about the overall price point that you take home every month with your supplementation.
Thank you as always for your time, and I look forward to our part two coming up later. Thank you, Stacy.
Excellent. All right. See you later, Tim.